Hello and welcome to the Jersey Football Chat. Today I'm joined by Cass just to talk about Jersey's upcoming fixture next week in the Interleague Cup semi-final against the Dorset Premier League. How are you doing, Cass? How have you been?
Yeah, good, thanks, Dan. It's been a busy couple of weeks, but quite excited about the Jersey game being put back on and the FA allowing us to complete the tournament because we thought that was dead and buried. So it came as a bit of a surprise, and we're very fortunate with the travel arrangements and all the process that the JFA have went through in order to get us through that process. So Dave Kennedy's done a great job there, and like thank him and everyone else that supported us in getting us the semi-final. So yeah, just looking forward to getting the squad together now this week, and we're all prepared and ready to go.
How much of a surprise? You said it was a surprise, but how much did you think it was definitely not going to go ahead, and it was just you gone past it, kind of?
Oh yeah, I'd already given up. I thought it was done because they made a call about 6 months ago when the COVID kicked in that they were going to stop. Because if you win this FA County Cup tournament, you then go on to represent England in the European Regional Cup, which is something Jersey have done once. And it's an incredible experience for everyone. I was fortunate to be on that trip and supporting that. And the teaming experience, I still speak to people now that tell me as a player it was the best thing they ever done. So I've always had a little bit in my teeth wanting to try and create more of that for the players and give opportunities off island by, if we can win this and be the strongest county team in England, then we can go and represent in the European stage. And it's all done through a really professional organisation like all the FAs in Europe. So it was it's a brilliant tournament, but there's a lot of pride left in us still finishing this one. And we've got a tough game against Dorset. We've not been in the semi-final for a number of years. So if we can get through this one, then sets us up for a really challenging game against Cheshire in the final.
For sure. How much do you know about this Dorset side? How much is your preparation just purely on your own team, or do you know stuff about Dorset?
Yeah, I know. I went over and watched the game when they played Guernsey at 3-3 and they beat them in penalties. So yeah, I've seen quite an interesting game. The team sort of evolved during the 90 minutes. Guernsey took the lead comfortably. Dorset were sort of looked at. Apparently they hadn't all played together before, but then once the manager got them into the swing of it, they got a draw out of it and then beat Guernsey in penalties. So they've got a couple of good players, and like every county team, full of your old experienced defenders, good goalies, decent centre forwards, and a few fit guys around the pitch. So that generally makes a difficult match. And we've had a couple of challenging games. We won our first one comfortably 7-0 at home. Then the second one was a real challenge against Southern Amateur FA, and that was 2-1. Great comeback in that one. And then a comfortable win at home, 2-0, and then the final now. So it's been a fourth game in the competition, and it's taken an awful long time to get here. So I'm fortunate that we've got a decent squad together. There has been a lot of injuries over the last 2 weeks with some players, but we are fortunate that we can still bring some people in, and we'll go away with the best squad possible.
Can you say too much about that squad at the moment, or is it still...
Well, let's wait till tomorrow night. St Peter's play Wanderers, and you've just got to hope they get through that match, and then we'll do a recovery session on Thursday where there's 6 or 7 players available for that match on Tuesday. So I'll have to wait and hope the boys get through that one okay. There's no games on Saturday, so we'll train on Saturday and get through some set pieces and just go through things so that it's repeat, and everyone knows their runs and their roles. And then that's us prepared as best as we can through an incredibly busy time with all the fixtures that are going on at the minute. Some clubs are playing 2 and 3 games a week. So I don't think it would have been right of me to try and put on a training schedule as such. And amongst all that, it wouldn't have been fair on the players or the club. So I think I'm happy how it's ended up. We've got 5 days to get our business done, and then there's an end of season when we come back here.
Yeah, for sure. You talked about it before, about the time we won the tournament. How much have you taken from that experience, being there, being part of that environment, the squad? How much have you taken from that going into this?
In terms of experience, I love the professionalism, the organisation. The players were treated like professionals in the respect of they'd wake up in the morning and it was, here's your kit for today, and we're going to meet at 10 o'clock. You're going to have an analyst session. You're going to do some the England coaches that came along put on little sort of Q&As throughout the day just to keep the players constantly thinking. I mean, it was a long day, and some of it I really liked, but it just gave you the day in the life of a footballer or a coach, because these guys were, that was their job to do that, and we were coming over as part-timers. And again, we played really well in that. We were a really good young squad. That was it 2013 or 14, I think it was, but with some really good players in that. And we're unfortunate, again, the usual Jersey unfortunate way, that it was the tournament rules that I think we finished joint top with the most goals, but we lost the head-to-head against Northern Ireland. And it'd have been the first time England have ever qualified, apparently. They've never got through the European phase, from what I understand. So I was always thinking that, how do we, if we come here and win that, then can we go and represent? And, the amount of players that we've got now in Jersey that are at a good level, getting tested week in, week out, even our local level as well. The club sides is really good games on every week, challenging matches. So it bodes well to create a sort of rep team from that and pick all the best players and blend them together. So you need these type of competitions to work on and get the players out there and giving them new opportunities above and beyond what they get week in, week out.
Yeah. And in terms of this game, there's the finals at St George's Park, isn't it? So how much of encouragement is that alone to get to a final and to play there?
It's a nice venue. I have to say the final should have been here at Springfield. If we get there, we've still got to win the semi-final. A bit of a boring answer for me, but, let's not take it for granted. We've still got to travel. If you look at the history in this tournament, we've not beat teams we should have beat in the past. So we can't take anything for granted. But whoever gets to the final will get to St George's Park. But the home team that win this semi-final that we're in had the home advantage for the final. So that would have been excellent should it go that way. But yeah, great. I mean, I've never been to St George's Park, but I hear it's spectacular. So yeah, that'll be something to encourage them. But I want them just to go and plan and think about winning the semi-final for themselves. And the trimmings come along the way, but you've got to put hard work in first.
Yeah. How different is this trip going to be in terms of, obviously, COVID still about? How different is it going to be for the lads?
Well, it's going to be different because there's no room for error. We're not allowed out of bubbles. You only have to read some of the high-profile clubs that have went on trips and they've been given a restricted bubble, and even getting up from the first floor to the fourth floor is outside your bubble. You're broke the rules. So it'll be really making sure that the way we've planned the trip anyway, we won't have a lot of time to be in a certain place and get bored. So there'll be some travel. We'll be into the hotel, which will be in a green zone. We've got the same bus will take us all the way through. We've got to stay in a certain part of the hotel and stay in that bubble. And, the players will have to be professional and organised when we get there and follow the instruction to the letter, really, because we can't afford, not just from a footballing point of view, it's bigger than that. We just need to realise we've been fortunate to get this opportunity to go off island and play, and all eyes are on us as well, so we want to make sure we do the island proud and the players come back with a good victory and everybody clear.
Yeah, for sure. How buzzing are you to get away yourself as well?
I think after Tuesday, when I know what players, I can relax a bit. But yeah, I'm starting to get that sort of match feeling starting to come in a bit. So say there's you can't really plan ahead because there's 7 or 8 players playing on Tuesday, and if you look at what's happened in the last 2 matches, we've lost 2 players nearly every game. So let's wait and see about that. But motivation, I'll have no problem pumping that into myself and into the players. But they're a great bunch and self-motivated bunch. They know each other's game inside out. I think what I would say is we're very fortunate that we've got a small community, because the standard of player for our ratio is phenomenal, really, compared to what we're up against. I think there's 20 leagues to choose from Cheshire who are in the final. So that gives you an indication of the net that they can cast. We've probably got 40 players that we are looking at trying to create the best team possible from. So it has its advantages, that, because everyone knows each other and it doesn't take them long to click. But you know, we've got to draw on the experience, the disappointment we've had in the last 2 Island games, where we've played excellent, and just that little lack of game management and experience, we need to take from that and make sure we don't allow that to sneak into the semi-final. So if we get an early lead, we protect it. The boys done that in the second round when we were 1-0 down, the way they took a grip of the game, and they were not going to lose that. And it was really one of my proudest moments, actually, watching them coming back from that 1-0 down. We went down to 10 men as well, and I changed it to 3-4-2, I think it was, or whatever adds up to. Yeah, 3-4-2, we changed it to, and we went for it. Arthur and Jake come on and really changed the game in terms of putting pressure on them, and we managed to get 2 goals, one from Arthur, one from Luke Campbell. So there is a real spirit amongst them. They don't want to have that disappointment we've had in last tournaments, and these boys have got a chance to make a bit of history as well for themselves, because we don't know the next time that Jersey will get into another final, or an opportunity anyway to get into a final, and you know, we want to make sure we make the most of that chance.
Yeah, for sure. What have you been doing in your kind of off time? You've been away from Jersey duty for a while. What have you been with a club anywhere, or just following the football in general?
Well, at first I wasn't doing anything. I do help out with my son's team. I've been doing that for some time now at St Paul's under 13s, and I do that purely because I'm up there. I'm driving there, and I thought I might as well help. And that was a long time ago, and now I really enjoy it. It's like a real football fix for me. I really enjoy helping develop the kids, and we get great parents as well. So it's an enjoyable time. That's like me going to the pub on a Friday night, taking a game on a Sunday. So that's my justification for the amount of time I spend with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do that all season. But then what has came about at the St Paul's reserves, I think the team was potentially going to fall because there was no manager, and there was a whole under-18s group of boys that were looking for games on a Saturday, and I thought that might work. Actually, I can just do match days, keep myself sharp in terms of being in the dressing room and match sort of speed, and keeping up to speed with everything, really, because some people just sit back and watch, and then you can lose your touch a little bit, and I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
So taking a resi team in the C League, I thought it was something I could just do and enjoy it, and it'll keep me busy, keep me occupied on a Saturday, and it's actually been more enjoyable than I first thought it would be. And the young lads that are involved, I think there's 12 under-18s and 3 or 4 reserve players, and it's really good to see them going from kids to men, and over the last 10 games, and playing against grown men and having to experience some of the dark arts of the game, and I'm helping them with that. And you know, so far it's been really good. James Anderson is working with us in there on match days. He's doing a great job as well. So it's not just all down to me. You know, the players have been brilliant. I mean, they've took on every single challenge. They come off the pitch absolutely exhausted because they've never had to run around so much. But yeah, it's been really, really good, and fair play to them. They done well on Tuesday. They won a cup final against Portuguese United, who are a good side. Again, just creating experiences for kids, and I probably wouldn't have took it on if it was a reserve team full of reserves and it was a social thing.
Yeah. I
wasn't looking for that. I was just looking to give a wee bit back to a group of youngsters that needed a little bit of guidance and a bit of support, and it's worked out good for both people. But the priority for me now, 100%, is the Island team, and everything else takes a back seat. I've got good support around me that I can hand all that over to and now focus on my squad, my players, the boys on standby that will be there on training as well, because if anyone pulls up, there's not much turnaround time to get them on the travel and stuff.
Yeah.
But I've been doing it a long time now, so I know it inside out, and the players. So what I really hope is that I get to take that squad away with no injuries, and we can go and take on Dorset with no problems, and come back with a clean bill of health and a victory. That would be what success will look like.
Yeah, definitely. One last point about that C-Team League Division 1. How impressed have you been with maybe the quality of that? It is the bottom league in Jersey, but how impressed have you been with that quality of the league itself?
Well, I think it's, no disrespect, I would call it more competitive. There is some players that you can see have played at a decent level, maybe the experienced older players. Still got good technique. You've got some guys that just want to play socially, so there's a nice mix in there. But it's really organised, and it's a game every week. I think it's 20 matches that they'll have played there's 10 left. So if you're playing under 18 football, this was my way of thinking, and you're getting a game every 3-4 weeks. At that development time for a kid coming through, it really does. We lose too many players at that age, and I thought, well, am I going to stand back and watch it and then go, I should have done something? Or do you try and do something to help her a little bit? And then what I'm hoping more than anything is that I encourage players to understand that reserve football is still a good place to learn your game, and never mind the sensationalism of getting in the first team at 16 and 17. Just earn your stripes, play reserves, make it a really strong league, competitive, and you're playing every Saturday. The benefits I've seen are kids now getting 90-minute games, 70 minutes of games every week, and now they're maybe getting more game time in the under 18s, or they've broke into the first team and they're ready rather than 10 minutes on the bench here and there and not getting enough games. So for me, it's just get as many games under your belt at that age. There's a lot of late developers in the game as well. So if you leave a big chunk of good young players without that development, you sort of lose the next pool coming through. So
yeah,
I have enjoyed it. A lot of good people down there in terms of the coaches and the support staff. They're all really wanting to do a good job. And yeah, there's been no drama in any game. Everybody's played with a good spirit. And, as I say, they're just a bunch of young lads that just need somebody to steer the ship a little bit. And it's me and James that have been doing that, and it's been good fun.
Good stuff. Final question, just so people know when the game is. When is it? And I guess how can they follow it, I suppose?
Well, the game's on the 27th of April. It's a 7:30 kick-off at a place called Bridport. In terms of, I don't know if, I know you're going to be coming along from a media point of view, so I don't know if there's any way of beaming back home or who'll be keeping an eye out for it. But in honesty, I don't look after that side of it anymore or getting involved in it. I just want to make sure that me, Paul, and the team have got all the players ready and prepared as best we can, and all the bits around it will be organised by the office and stuff.
Good stuff. Good luck from all at Sportscast Jersey, and obviously I'll be there. Looking forward to it myself. Good experience.
Yeah, it will be. Yeah, no, we're looking forward to it, and fingers crossed we can get to a final. And then the final's on the 9th of May, so it's a quick turnaround again. So let's just hope we can get through with no issues off the pitch in terms of COVID and that type of thing. And then it might help progress things quicker if they can see that if you do things properly and organised, then you can get groups off and you can do certain things if it's for the right reasons.
Definitely. Cheers, Cass. Good catching up.
Okay, you're welcome. Nice talking to you. Have a good day, mate.
Cheers.